Viewers, we've learned that Faridabad's Al-Falah Medical College, which has been linked to the November 10 blast near Red Fort in Delhi, has filled out all of its 150 MBBS seats for the academic year of 2025 to 26. According to reports, Al-Falah School of Medical Sciences and Research Center under the Al-Falah University has received National Medical Commission approval to admit its first batch of MBBS students in 2019. The college offers 150 MBBS seats. The first year fee is rupees 16 lakh, 37,500 for Indian nationals and $32,900 for NRI students. Haryana's Department of Medical Education and Research conducts NEET-UG based counselling for MBBS admissions to all medical colleges in the state, including Al-Falah. The verification of student documents after getting their names in the provisional allotment list based on their choice of colleges takes place at Pandit Bhagwat Dayal Sharma University of Health Sciences in Rohtak, a state-run government medical college. After 3 regular counselling rounds held between the 8th of August and 22nd of October, the remaining 15 vacant seats of the college will also be filled out, and we are expecting another stray round to take place on the 13th of November as per the provisional allotment list released on the 17th of November. The newly admitted students have, in fact, as we're speaking, I'm being told, joined today. Bizarre developments are taking place as we speak, it seems. Dr. Sanjeev Bagai with us, also Mr. Feroz Bakht Ahmed. Dr. Bagai, what do you make of this? This university clearly has several dubious activities taking place on its campus. This is, as the security agencies have learned, this is not something that is of the recent past. It's not as though in the past 1 year, suddenly a bunch of doctors came to Al-Falah, they all decided to become terrorists and they conducted a partially successful bomb blast in the national capital. Obviously, there is a history, there is a precedent. We've discussed one such case of a man who graduated from this university in 2007. Why do you think that this is something to then also do with, do the security forces and agencies now need to look at whether people in the system have also been supporting this university? How does one university keep getting its clearances and accreditation if they've already had a case of one, of the graduates becoming a terrorist?
I think this particular university, which has actually become a nursery of terror and death, has now become an epitome of everything which has to never to go wrong but is going wrong there. We for a very long time have heard and we talk in whispers and corridors, but let's face facts as ruthlessly as we should. There are 53,000 colleges and universities in India. There are 820 medical colleges in India. 55% are private, 45% are government. We know that there is, I'm just focusing first on the medical part, the medical universities and colleges. We know there is an All India NEET exam and we know how the results are also declared. We know that there are management quota seats. We know that capitation exists. Let me state it in bold and capital again. Everyone knows capitation exists. How is this capitation money paid? It's paid in cash. There are conduits and there are people who collect this money, how it goes, where it goes, out of India. Everyone knows it. It's a convenient thing to turn blind when this kind of thing is happening. An MBBS seat through a management quota goes anywhere between 1 and 1.25 crores, apart from paying your regular tuition and hostel and meals and boarding and lodging fees. A postgraduate seat goes anywhere between 3 and 5 crores. My simple question is, if it is 150 seats, please multiply it by the number of crores. Where is this cash going? This kind of indiscipline will beget absolute horror stories. But if you have this kind of money, which is in cash and is being rotated, it is nothing short of a death wish. It is bound to be used for wrong activities, and this is just one classical example. Where we have lacked at the local level is that there has been no security checks at all. In a medical college, to find assault rifles, AK-47s, war weapons in a locker then anything can happen. Then tomorrow monkeys will be flying F-16s. If you have ammunition, you have explosives in cars which are parked in university, in hostel rooms, what worse can we get to? There has been no security checks of who's going on out. Most of the colleges have abandoned that full process. The real issue is through digital tracking and more importantly through human intelligence. Every college and university has to have two posts which is directly regulated by the most senior person in law enforcement. One is the chief vigilance officer and the second is human information officer. You can track human behavior. You can track who's going where. You have digital technology to track the movements of payments. These colleges are generating doodles of cash. I don't believe that this person who's heading the university has a clean record. He has appointed people in faculty and in other posts who've already been dismissed in J&K because of anti-national activities. What worse can we get to? All this is happening willfully. I think we need to draw a line. I'm sure the government is going to take very stern corrective actions. There is a clear footprint of our neighbor in this. Absolutely loud and clear. But that neighbor is not going to learn just with a lollipop in the mouth. That neighbor is going to get Noor Khans all over again in many places. Over to you.
Okay, all right. Then let me also bring in Mr. Feroz Bakht Ahmed. Mr. Ahmed, I want to understand from your perspective, sir, where does the conversation really go from here? Because like I said, and as all the panelists have also pointed out, how are we just sleeping on a lot of this information, and what does this even mean for other universities?
All right. Thank you very much. For a start, let me congratulate Mr. Sahai and Dr. Sanjeev Bagga, who have said it all. In fact, they have put the right perspective. I mean, I'll be, before I go on to what I have to say, what actually is very flabbergasting, stunning, horrendous, and really inexplicable is that, this profession, the profession of medicine, it's a noble profession, and you are, doing things under the garb of this noble profession, which rather than saving lives, is meant for taking lives. I mean, I can't understand how and why this should happen. And most of these people, in fact, all of these people are Muslims. And in our religion, it is said, Hubbul Watani Nisful Iman. It simply means that half of the faith of a Muslim anywhere in the world is, being faithful, being loving, and being kind to his or her homeland. Right? So I do not know why these people have not learned these things. And in fact, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, I am sending this message for all those Muslims, if I am, clear and loud, that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, all those people who indulge in these things, whether these are suicide bombers or any other kind of people who create disturbance, these are not from amongst us. But the tragedy is that, a phrase has been coined in the Western media. It says, all the Muslims are not terrorists, but all the terrorists are Muslims. It's a very damaging phrase, right, about Muslims. But since it is happening, people see it at Sharm el Sheikh, people see it at Indian Parliament, they saw it at, India Gate and so many other places nationally and internationally. So we have to look into our own, or our own conscience. Islam is known as a religion of peace, religion of kindness, all these things. But what about these people? What were they going to do? These doctors, rather than saving lives, they were planning to, in fact, take lives of thousands, maybe lakhs of people, the way they were planning. But why were they doing it? India is a land of peace. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad called India, a land of peace, right? In fact, there's an Arabic term which says, which actually has it. It says that it is the land of peace by all means, right? In fact, I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. Being a Muslim myself, my head is hung in shame because Muslims are not like this. One more thing I should remind you, in 8th century AD, there was a great Muslim scholar, right? Imam Abu Ghazali. He said one thing. He said, and certain things like this which happened at, uh, Red Fort, these things might be happening. And he said that unless Muslims destroy terrorism, terrorism will destroy them. Now, see what will happen. Muslim doctors who go into the field, who go into the world, people will see them with suspicious eyes. They might be law-abiding citizens. They might be God-loving and country-loving people. But what these people have done, they might not fear of many a Muslim is very very important. And I would just say that as Allah is Rabbul Alamin, He is the God of not only Muslims, He is the God of all Hindus, Sikhs, Jews, Christians, and we should just be under His blessings. We do what Islam has told, not taking lives, but saving lives. Just taking one simple life of an innocent person, it means that taking the entire humanity's life. But how can I explain it? People will say, "Oh, you are quoting scriptures like a devil." Right? Devil also, quotes scriptures. But it is terrible, it's terrific. And I think Dr. Sanjeev has rightly said that the government, after all these inquiries are made, and if there are evidences, the government should such such a solid action that it should actually go across the border or maybe within the borders. Otherwise, these things, touch wood, for the last 10, 11 years, 12 years, there was nothing of that kind, but it has started. So, my request to all my co-religionists is they should follow in the right spirit the message of Allah, the message of
Okay.
Prophet Muhammad. Right. And lastly, Prophet Muhammad is known as, Rahmatul Alamin, blessings for all. Why are they not becoming blessings? Why are they becoming curse and death for the common people? I am really shocked. I do not know how to express these things being a Muslim myself.
Right. Absolutely. Unfortunately, I'm sure that this conversation will have to continue and must continue for many days and months to come, because we ultimately have to go towards finding a solution. We can't wake up 10 years later to another attempted terror attack. On that note, I thank all of our guests for joining